Hi, and welcome to Lunch with Lisa. Today we're gonna cook some desserts for the holidays. It's Lunch with Lisa. So today we're making keto peanut butter bars. Yum. And I'm gonna make a vegan silk chocolate pie. What? Vegan? What? We're gonna make this chocolate pie with an avocado. What? Going crazy here. Avocado? Chocolate? Silk chocolate pie with an avocado? Yeah, it'll be fun, promise. So the first thing I did in the grocery store, because I am low carb, I went and I found, just by accident, this really cool walnut pie crust. So I didn't have to make anything because I want this quick and easy, right? And the recipe says to use a prepared pie crust. Didn't say what kind. So I went for this walnut pie crust because it only has 9 grams of carbs per serving, and there's 8 servings in a container. Yes, 9 grams of carbs. Sweet. I don't know what a regular pie crust is, but someone tell me in the comments. So it says to pre-bake our pie crust, and I have my oven set at 350. Whatever the instructions on yours says, this didn't really have any clear instructions on how to bake the pie crust by itself, but I'm just gonna stick it in the oven for about 7 to 10 minutes, and this pie crust should then be pre-baked and ready to fill with our chocolate pie filling. And I'm gonna check on that just to make sure it's not burning. Now, so we can get the chocolate pie done, because it does take 5 hours to set in the fridge. So I'm gonna get that done now, and then we'll start on those keto peanut butter bars. Yum. So then after I get these done, I'll be back to taste them, of course. You gotta see me eat them, right? Wouldn't be a show without me eating stuff. I wanna remind you all this holiday season to be the glitch in the matrix that you would like to see. This is a shirt made by my friend Allison Gray, and she just came out with a beautiful song, and she has an online store, and I will link that down below, where you can go buy your own Matrix t-shirt. Isn't that awesome? I love it. So it's a play on that phrase, be the change you want to see in the world, by Gandhi. So definitely get this shirt. It's awesome. I love wearing it. All right, so as the pie crust bakes, we are going to melt the chocolate and coconut milk together. So I have here some dark chocolate baking chips by Lily's. There's no sugar added. They have 8 grams of carbs per serving, which is about 60 chips. So that's awesome. And there's 18 servings in a bag, and we're gonna use the whole bag. We have a 13.5 fluid ounce can of coconut milk, full fat. Gonna shake this up. I didn't put it in the fridge or anything. You wanna use all of it to melt with the chocolate chips. So we're gonna do this in a saucepan over medium-low heat. I have a link to this guy in my Amazon store. Been working beautifully for me, and it's good for camping trips or anything where you can hook up to some electricity. So I'm putting this on. It heats up so fast. Okay, I have my saucepan here. I'm just gonna let that heat up. I'm gonna check on my pie crust. Oh, it smells so good, that pie crust, man. All right, so before that gets too hot, because I just want medium-low heat, I'm going to melt the chocolate chips and coconut milk. So I gotta open the coconut milk. I'm gonna be amazed at this pie. Coconut milk going everywhere. Great, so good. I love coconut. Does anyone hate coconut? Put the lime in the coconut. Like pina coladas, oh, my favorite. Coconut just reminds me of the smell that you smell when you tan. I like being tan. Oh, that smells like pie already. Oh, I wish things were easier to open. Oh, yes, okay. Okay, I have to taste one of these. Oh yeah. It's just gonna melt together. Looks pretty good. May need a little bit longer. I'm gonna leave it in for 2 more minutes. I'm gonna keep stirring this so that it melts. Eyebrows get all wild sometimes. So I don't want that to burn, so I'm taking it off the heat. I wanna take it off the heat so I can just stir it. It says to whisk it, but I don't wanna scratch my pan. All right, I think the crust is done. Crust feels good. I'm gonna let that sit and cool off. This is gonna cool down a little bit, not super hot. Get it a little bit smoother. So I'm gonna just turn it back on the heat for just a little bit. Still has some chunks But overall, I think this looks pretty good. So now we're going to put into the blender our avocado. It says half a cup. It says 1 medium avocado. Should I measure it? Probably about half a cup. This is a big avocado. Maybe I'll stick like a little bit more. Then it calls for 1/4 of a cup to 1/3 of a cup of maple syrup. Now, if you're gonna use sugar, might as well use the natural sugar. Yes, it will kick you out of fat burn. No, this isn't an everyday treat. This is a once a year treat for the holidays. And then I'm gonna do 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. So we have our slightly cooled chocolate mixture here. So we're gonna pour this all in. Okay, we're gonna blend this until it's nice and smooth. And then I'm gonna taste it to see if I wanna add more of anything like the maple syrup or the vanilla. Oh, that is so good. I think it has just the right amount of everything. Maybe a touch more vanilla. This is gonna be so good. So now that this is mixed up, there's no avocado chunks in here. I'm sure of it. The Blendtec blender is amazing. So I'm just gonna pour this into my pie crust. And then we're gonna stay it in the fridge for it to set for 5 hours. And then we're gonna top it with whipped cream. It says to use coconut whipped cream. So I'm not vegan, but you vegans feel free to use coconut. I am gonna use regular whipped cream because I have this cool blender thing that will whip up whipped cream in like seconds. So I make whipped cream all the time because of this cool handheld blender I have, which is linked down below. And feel free to lick the blender and the spatula. Oh, avocado, you can taste so good. I must be hungry. I think it is time for my snack, so it's probably a good thing I didn't eat it because I'm eating this now. Just tapping to get all the air bubbles out. It's not gonna matter because it's gonna be covered with whipped cream. And let it just set up in the fridge. All right, are you glitching yet? Be the glitch in the matrix, you guys. So good. I just pulled out the chocolate pie and it looks pretty set. I'm excited about that. I'm just gonna whip up some whipped cream and then we're gonna cut the bars and then we're gonna taste this thing. Yes. Sorry, Brian Lagerstrom, I'm not trying to steal your line. Let's taste this thing. And I swear I just watch your videos too much. And now I'm blushing. So I have this really cool handheld immersion blender that I got. It comes with all this stuff. And you can also use it to froth your milk. Yeah. And you can use it to blend things. I have a video where I made hummus. It's a short, and I used this guy to make it. So awesome. I will leave a link down to it below. It's an affiliate link. It has a whip. I'm gonna put some heavy cream. I'm gonna add a little bit of swerve to it. You don't have to. And then I'm going to whip up some whipped cream for the top of this thing, and it's gonna be delicious. So I put about 150 milliliters in there. We'll see if it's enough. If it's not, we can always make more. I'm just gonna add a few tablespoons of the confectioner's swerve to this. Just to sweeten it up a little bit. You don't need to put too much. Right, whipping cream is pretty sweet by itself. Maybe a little bit of salt. I mean, a tiny bit. So watch the magic happen. We're on turbo. Maybe not turbo. Lower it down a little. And it has a little speed setter, so you can lower the speed and raise the speed. And then you can do turbo, which is like super speed. So that's at not quite stiff peaks yet. Comes together so fast. Look at that. Got some whipped cream now. That was so fast, right? I'm gonna put it on here, and I might need to make some more. I wasn't really sure how much I would need. It just depends on how much whipped cream you want to. Oh, yum. Just gonna plop it all down in the center there. Like, how easy is that, just to make your own whipped cream? That looks good. If you think I need more, comment below. I don't know. That looks so good, just how it is. I always like imagine just giant thing of whipped cream. You know what? I'm gonna make some more. Now that's what I'm talking about. If you're gonna go sweet, go big. It's a lot of whipped cream. You don't have to use this much. No one's telling you not to. And you know what I would do to be really fancy? Is put this in a piping bag and pipe it on. Okay, so to make this even extra like special, you're supposed to shave some chocolate. If you don't have chocolate shavings, you could just sprinkle on some cocoa powder, right? Not too much. Okay, just get a little decoration. Let your peeps know what it is that's inside the pie by putting whatever it is inside the pie on top. That's just a handy trick and nice, but people know what they're cutting into. If you have a chocolate bar, do some chocolate shavings, make it look pretty, or if you don't have a chocolate bar, do some cocoa powder or chocolate chips. I have miniature chocolate chips you could probably sprinkle on top. Oh, that's a great idea. So like I have some miniature chocolate chips instead of chocolate shavings. Oh, that looks good. I'm so smart. This pie is 8 servings. So that means if I cut it in half, I get 4, and then I have to cut it in half again, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I'm really bad at math. But guess what? I was a barista for like a year or 2 at Breadwinners in Dallas before they had a bunch of stores, and they just had the one. And so I learned how to cut pies and cakes and make coffee and open and pour wine all before the age of 21. So I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna cut here and then here. Lift it out. Oh yes. Look at that. I put just the perfect amount of whipped cream on it, y'all. Let us take a bite out of this pie. I love that first. And you probably want to let it set and get to room temperature so it's not so stiff. But I'm gonna eat it anyways. I don't care. Y'all, that is a damn good pie. Damn good pie. Okay, I have to have one more bite. And then I'm gonna give the rest to my child because I already had my snack. Y'all make this pie. Recipes down below. All right, so for our keto peanut bars, I need a 9x9 or 8x8 inch pan and some parchment paper. So I'm gonna line the bottom. Just gonna cut at every corner. Or you could cut a square out to put at the bottom. Then I'm gonna fold it so that it lays in there nicely. And if it fits, it fits. If not, we'll make it fit. And if you want to trim your parchment to make it look better, by all means. So we have our pan all lined up. We'll set that aside. We're gonna need a large bowl. We're gonna melt some butter. So you need 1.5 sticks of butter. It's 3/4 of a cup. I didn't say they were fat-free. They are treats, but I think it's better to go bigger on the fat than the sugar. Sugar is what kind of causes a lot of our problems. It's that refined sugar. So I need 3/4 a cup of peanut butter too. And I'm using my favorite Crazy Richard's peanut butter. The ingredients say just peanuts. It's just peanuts. There's no salt, there's no sugar. It's my favorite peanut butter, Crazy Richard's peanut butter. Please sponsor me. I eat you every day. Let's take a big spoonful. best peanut butter around. Crazy Richards. I'm taking some of this chocolate pie filling that I just made with some peanut butter. That's probably the best idea I've had today. So I'm gonna melt the butter. The peanut butter doesn't need melting. It was already pretty creamy. And then we'll mix them together. I need 3/4 cup of the peanut butter using another dang spoon. Before they sponsor me, you can find this in my Amazon store. So good. Peanut butter and the butter together. Oh, it smells so good. I love butter. To this, we're gonna add 1/2 cup of the Swerve powdered. So Reese's peanut butter cups are probably my top favorite candy of all time. So I've got the Swerve in here to make it sweet. I mean, you don't have to put it in. Butter and peanut butter taste good on their own, right? And then I'm gonna add just a little bit of vanilla, so 1 teaspoon. Smells so good. I might need 2 cups of this. I have my cup here. Just gonna scoop it in there. More accurate if you weigh things, I've decided. So that's about 1 cup and about 2. You can always add more, right, if we need it. So this is gonna become like a dough, not a batter. Look at that come together so fast. Oh, that smells so good. I have to taste it before it goes on to the next stage. Definitely is missing the chocolate, but it's so good. So it says here to press the dough firmly and evenly into your baking dish that you've prepared with this parchment paper. Just kind of scraping it all into one hunk. Dropping it down in there. Scraping the bowl. I definitely want kind of a spatula for this. I also have an offset spatula for this. This one's kind of little. Maybe I'll try the Big Mama Jama. The big one is good for getting it down in there. The small one is good for making sure it's all even. I have more control with the smaller one. And then anything left on the spatula is definitely for you to taste. If you don't have the offset spatula, you can use the bottom of a flat glass or measuring cup or something that's smooth to smooth it out. No, I forgot to put salt in the peanut butter bars. I'm just gonna sprinkle some right on top. And then I'll do it on top of the chocolate too, because I always forget ingredients. It's just 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now I'm going to take a dark chocolate bar. I have this 92% cacao bar, and I'm going to chop it up. The whole thing. It says 3 ounces. This is a 3-ounce bar. I'm making a little water bath here for the chocolate to melt in. So while that comes to a little simmer, I'm going to chop my chocolate. It says sugar-free chocolate, but I think this one has some sugar in it. There was some 100% I saw at the store that had no sugar in it, just straight chocolate, and I'm kind of used to it now. And then we're gonna need 2 more tablespoons of butter to help this chocolate melt down. So I have my butter in here. I'm just gonna add my chocolate. The water's come to a nice little simmer. That's all I need. Oh, look at that, melting so fast. So we're just melting it till it's all nice and smooth. Why does it have the steam come right up in my face? It's like wanting to give me a facial. Chocolate facial. Seriously, why do you have to be? Oh, I know why, because I dropped this pan one day and it's bent. Yep, I dropped it that hard. So it's got a nice little opening right near my face. I guess I could turn it. Ding, 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 ding. Oh my God, she has a brain. Oh, and the chocolate's nice and smooth. So I'm turning that off, taking it off the heat. Oh, look at that. So nice and smooth. So then I'm gonna pour chocolate over the peanut butter without dropping this. Can she do it? And then we're going to refrigerate it for an hour till it's all set. It's so easy. Look at all these easy recipes that are so fancy. You're going to be like a professional home cook in no time. So it says to use an offset spatula to get it around the peanut butter, but hey, I mean, you can just use the fact that it's still liquidy to do that. So like I said, I was gonna sprinkle some more salt on top. I'm gonna do that. Yes. About an hour ago, I pulled out my keto peanut butter bars. Whoop! That's why you gotta use the parchment paper so that you can just lift it right out of there. And look at this. How cool is that? Yes. So I'm just trying to release it from the parchment, but I'm gonna leave it on the parchment because I don't want the peanut butter all over my cutting board. I'm gonna get a large knife. Oh yeah, peanut butter bars. Look at that. And yeah, I forgot the salt, but I put it in there. Let's take a bite. It's like heaven. Heaven in a bar. What? These are so delicious. Definitely probably want to keep them in the fridge until you serve them and like pull them out 15 minutes ahead of time. It's melting in my hand. But I'm also running really hot right now. Oh, y'all, these are so good. I can't stop. This has got to be my favorite thing I've made yet. Recipe for these peanut butter bars are down below. Make them for a party. You can even cut them smaller. They're so good. Y'all, have fun this holiday season. Eat some sweets here and there. Don't feel like you have to not eat things. Just be mindful about it, right? That's why I mindfully chose these two treats to share with you because they're two of my favorite things to eat, pie and peanut butter bars. Comment down below what your favorite sweet treat is for the holiday season. I know one of my other ones is cherry pie. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great holiday season. I will catch you next week. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the flip side. It's lunch with Lisa. I'm eating one more piece. Like, no one's gonna know. My child won't care. He just will be happy he gets some pie. Really. This pie is to die. Like, holy crap. That pie filling, I cannot believe there's avocado in there. All right, I gotta get this to my child before I eat all of it. Bye.